All right, I think we're live. There's going to be a little bit of a lag. I don't know how significant it is, but welcome. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt. Welcome to Ranking Tactics, and today we're doing a Q&A session, kind of like an AMA, Ask Me Anything about ZimmWriter, how to use ZimmWriter better. Maybe you have specific ZimmWriter type questions. That's the focus of this particular live stream. I want to help you with magic commands or kind of whatever you need. So let's dive into the chat, and I'm just going to take questions. Probably going to run an hour. I am going to make this available on YouTube. And if you guys can like give me a yes or something, if you can hear me, or a thumbs up, if you can, I'm not going to die. If you guys can hear me, am I coming in clear? Can you guys hear me? Steph, Frank, Wayne? Hope you can hear me. Fantastic. Oh, the lag's pretty bad. Let's see here. Is my voice in sync at least? Okay. All right, perfect. Well, let's get started with the questions. This is a Q&A section, or a session, like I said, so kind of ask whatever you're struggling with or whatever you need help with. And if it's going to take a few minutes to answer each question. I'll try to answer each question, but if the chat log is scrolling up and I've missed your question, be sure to repeat it. Just don't spam it, please. All right. Let's go with Wayne first. Matt, do you mind if I ask some really technical questions? I started producing AI systems in the 80s that did such things as predict physical properties of chemical structures. Is ChatGPT a neural network? I have no idea. I don't know, but it might be. Let's see. All right, Ryan. Would love to have background info for each H2 subsection with the SEO articles. So something like that's coming. I don't know if it's going to be like a background paragraph, or it's going to be points, or if it's just going to be an input line where you can just input multiple sentences, but that's coming. I don't know if it's coming at the end of the month, but I do have some really big surprises for the end of the month. And I'm going to give you a hint. I'll give you a teaser. All right. Some of the stuff coming at the end of the month is what I noticed. Maybe this is giving away too much, but I'm not going to give you any more hints. Something I noticed in that LTD contest. Okay. All right. What are the questions you have? Anything? Okay, this is what David's asking. When describing the audience, what do the names mean that you selected to discover? Let's go over here to when describing the audience. So, David, you're talking about audience personality right here. If you are, let's go over here to Notion. I have a Notion link. Just pull it up really quick. There we go. All right. So, David, this is you can find multiple articles like this, but I prefer this one. This is from iconicfox.com.au. If you just search for brand archetypes, the definitive guide, 36 examples, this kind of covers all of them. So, as an example, your outlaw personality means that the audience has, a view of like liberation. That's kind of what speaks to them. A magician personality is your audience values power. Okay, I like to go to the extreme and think of the concept of Harley Davidson. That's kind of like the outlaw personality right there. So if you're writing an article, if your niche is about Harley Davidsons, maybe this is a personality you want to pick, and it's completely optional. You don't have to pick that, but sometimes choosing these options can give you better output. I hope that answered your question. So yeah, just search for brand archetypes, the definitive guide, 36 examples, and you'll find this this website. All right, that was David's. Major differences, Fred. So this is Fred Fezzo. He asked, what would be the major differences between GPT-3 and GPT-4? I don't know. Some people said like, here's the Earth and here's the sun, and that's the comparison between GPT-3 and GPT-4. I don't think that would be true because the size of the model, the number of billion of parameters that it has, I think GPT-3 is like 176 billion. So if GPT-4 is like a trillion parameters or something like that, the memory requirements, the power requirements would make it impractical to use for like writing blog posts. It might cost you $20 to write a blog post. So I don't think they're going for larger. I think they're just going for better. And now how do they do that? I don't know, but it remains to be seen. But if, we looked at, I gave a demonstration of the turbo model, and that's going to be in at the end of the month as a drop down somewhere in here. But the turbo model, GPT 3.5 turbo, isn't very good in my opinion. It goes really fast, and I think that's why they called it turbo. But I think it's cutting corners. I don't think GPT-4 is going to be cutting corners. I think it's going to give great output, and it's going to definitely be an evolutional leap. But how much of a leap? I don't know. Let's see. I'd like to give some training text. This is from David, even into the SEO blog writer, just to make sure it includes some specific details into the content. Yeah, and I understand that. I think the two main use cases, David, for wanting to, let me take a step back. I don't think this background section over here, okay, would allow us to, if I enabled this one background section for the SEO bulk blog writer, enable us to do like a 6 or 10 product roundup, like you have your best vacuum cleaners for 2023, and it reviews the 6 best vacuum cleaners, and it has like a buying guide. I don't think the background section would be able to accomplish that. So there's going to have to be some feature we add, and I don't know if that's a background section for each one of these H2s or something. I'd eventually like to have a product review feature, just like we have a SEO blog writing feature, a bulk, a local. I'd like to have a product review feature because I think it really deserves its own section, okay? But I think that we could have something that would help us with background for this, because another use case would be like best places to visit in Canada. And you select like, a place in Canada, you might want to give a couple different facts about it that the AI might not know about. Or best places to visit in Hudson, Ohio. The AI is not going to know about Hudson, Ohio. It might know like one thing, but if you have some specific things like, Danny's drugstore or something like that, or Tim's ice cream shop, the AI won't know that. So being able to specify some different things in here might help with that. And I think that's coming. I don't know when though. It's either the end of the month or next month. This is Angel Neves, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your guys' names, I apologize. Are there going to be more variances to the audience options? I don't think so. I think the audience personality, if that's what you're talking about, covers pretty much everything. And you don't have to select it. You don't have to choose this stuff. The effect it has is subtle. Okay, it's not like if you put down Al Capone in this, right in the style of, that's going to be a significant factor on the output quality. But this is, the audience personality is more subtle. Okay, so I think we're gonna probably leave it at what we have here. Let's see. Hey, Milwaukee's. All right. Adriana, he says, I've never said your name out loud. Is it Adrian? Okay. So I never said your name out loud. Could you show the exact prompt and magic command for making ZimmWriter rewrite content and how many words it will rewrite without getting no response? I tried it and it didn't give me a rewrite. Okay, that's a cool practical thing we can do. Let's find something that we want to rewrite first of all. Let's go, let's find an Amazon page here. Let's find, see what I purchased, right? Well, oh, you know what? Let's just go to a competitor. Okay, let's just find a competitor and rewrite their content. Best cleaners 2023. How about that? I don't recommend doing this, but just for the sake of this video, we'll have a little bit of fun here. Let's see what we have here. All right, so here is some content. We're going to go over here to Notepad, put it in here. We're going to do a couple different rewrites for this. Oops. Okay, so at the most simple level, all right, how to do a rewrite is you just select all the text, all right, and you hit Control 3. Very, very simple way to rewrite content. So the Samsung Jet 75 is a great choice if you're looking for a mid-priced vacuum that can tackle a variety of messes. So, and we didn't get a lot of variation there. Okay, it seems like it's just changing, like giving some synonyms for different words. The complete variant of the Jet 75 also packs 2 batteries, so it looks very close. Okay, I've noticed. I rewrote some stuff from CNN yesterday. I noticed a more significant difference. Now I don't know why we didn't get a significant difference here, but if you kind of want to boost the creativity of the AI, what we can do is we can go into the advanced triggers option over here. Okay, we can select a couple of these different options. So we'll select literary devices, boost chance of detection as real, and then we'll use best of 2, and I will use these settings when the menu's closed. Okay, so all those settings are going to now apply to the rewrite option, the continue writing option, and also the magic commands when that window's closed. Okay, so I'll select all this stuff. We'll do Control 3 to rewrite it again. And your other question was, how many words will it rewrite? So I finagled the math a little bit, and I try to allow for up to, I don't want to get too technical here, up to about 2,050 or maybe 2,250 words in. But if you feed that many words in, you're not going to get any words out, because the total amount of data in plus out can't exceed like a specific number. So I basically say, if you're feeding a lot of data in, then I'm telling OpenAI, and you got to tell it a number, I only want to get so much content out. And so the more you feed in, the less room you have to get stuff out. So if you want to kind of balance that, the most you can feed in to get kind of an equivalent output, if possible, would be 1,000 words in and then getting 1,000 words out. So the Samsung Jet 75 is a mid-price vacuum with an attitude and a strong suction power to back it up. Now that's really cool. It's really changing up how this is written. If you're after a similar vacuuming experience without breaking the bank, then look no further. The Inco Pure 1. Okay, that was discussed down here. Now we can actually go to Originality AI and test this out and see what it says. Now these detectors they're getting better. They're detecting more things. Let's see here. I want to create a team. Start new scan. Let's see what we get. I think Chat 0 or GPT 0 or something is the the most sensitive, one right now. So it's determining that a lot of stuff is AI. So this says 100% original. I wonder what the original stuff was. Let's put this in there and see what the original was. Scan again. It'd be funny if the original was AI, right? Oh, it's original. Okay. So the output that we got was unique, and it was not detected as AI. So that's how you can kind of get a little bit more creativity, get a little bit more variation during your rewrite. And then obviously what you can do is you can tweak it even more. You can create your own custom magic command for rewriting. Rewrite the text, but create a markdown table based on the product features. Okay, so this could be our very, very simplistic magic command for rewriting text for a product. So let's save it right here, product review, and we'll apply it to Control 4, and we will close this. We'll try it one more time, and hopefully we'll get a markdown table. Control 4. You guys see, there you go. And now we paste this. This looks pretty nasty here, but if we paste it into WordPress, it's going to look really good. I think there's an alternative way to paste this into to WordPress if you're using the classic editor. But this is a great way to really unlock the power of magic commands, because a lot of people aren't doing this. You can create your magic commands, put your background information in, select all your different settings, and really unlock the power of this tool. Let's go to the next question. Hope I answered your question. Wayne says, I like to write in the active voice and use the element of style as a guide for writing. Are you talking about the the style feature in ZimmWriter or the book, The Elements of Style? That I don't know if you're talking about one of these or the book. Can I do this? I can do this in ChatGPT. How do I do this in ZimmWriter? I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. Do you want to write a blog post, or do you want to just do some magic commands or something like that? Magic commands, you can literally do anything. For a magic command, we could simply say, I think we could probably say, let's try it. Rewrite the text above in the active. And these are very simplistic, commands, okay? But, we start out simple and then we can become more and more complex with what we're asking the AI to do. And if this doesn't work, we tried the active voice. If that doesn't work, we can say, use some other characteristics of an active voice. I think that gets a little bit closer. So you can do that with magic commands. How do you do that with ZimmWriter? I think I would probably select the very personal mode. And then, well, I don't know how. I think the very personal would probably get you there if you select that. And then maybe you play with the auto style. That can be dangerous sometimes, but I think if you use that, maybe you'll get the active voice. Let's see. Mowak asks, rewriter works, but it results in 3 paragraphs in most cases. If I may ask, how do we limit the words for magic commands? Also, can you demo how to minimize an article to 1,000 words? Okay, let's go to YouTube right now. I'm going to pull up one of the articles that we wrote and I shared. All right. Trying to find one of the documents that we wrote, and then I can go in there and we can. I can't find it right when I need to find the documents. I can't find it. There we go. Optimize it. There we go. Optimize a blog post. Here's the documents we generated. Download. Okay, here we go. Sorry that took so long. So this was an article about how to play basketball SEO optimized. So we can kind of use this as like a template right now. So the question was, how do we limit the words in the magic commands? So let's take this subsection right here and kind of play with that really quick and show you how we can rewrite this, but in one paragraph. Really, really simple process to do. So we'll go to our, we could do it the advanced trigger. Actually, let's disable this stuff too. So we don't have anything messing around with it. We'll say, rewrite the text above, please summarize the text above into one paragraph. Okay. We'll say output. Then how do you demo how to minimize an article to 1,000 words? So basketball is a beloved global pastime that involves 5 players, a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center, each with their own specializations on the court. The objective is to score as many points as possible within the allotted time frame, etc., etc. Understanding the basketball rules will improve your. But I think that did it right. So if you, a lot of people are like, I wish ZimmWriter would create less content, less output. To be perfectly honest, what you should do if you just want a maybe not a 3,000, but like a 1,000 word article, just do like four subheadings, okay? And choose short. Don't enable the T's, don't enable the FAQ, and you'll probably get around maybe 1,200 words or so. Now, if you do write a longer article and you like what the 3 paragraphs say, you can create, and this is a very simple magic command, but you can create a magic command, and then you can store it in your advanced triggers over here and tie it to Control 4 or something like that. and then go through the sections that you really like, but just want to summarize or pare down, and then just quickly apply the rewriting function to it to get the word count down. Eventually, I would like to maybe it would probably be another option in here where you're literally just going to get one paragraph for each H2, maybe for like a 50 item listicle. Although I don't know how much value that would be, but I think that's in the cards. Okay. Steph says, some say GPT-4 will be multi-model. Let me just scroll down and make sure everybody's doing okay in here. Okay, we're all doing okay. Some say, and I can make this bigger. Some say GPT-4 will be multi-model, aka it would include images and music. That's according to CTO. Yes, but take it with a grain of salt. Oh, I think you're responding to somebody. It is going to be multi-model. At this point, I don't think we're going to be incorporating images into ZimmWriter yet. I think that's a pretty cool idea, but I personally don't like the quality of DALL-E 2. Midjourney completely demolishes DALL-E, in my opinion. But Midjourney still takes really detailed prompts, and it takes time, and you have to upscale your images. It's just, and there's no API, so it's just impractical at the moment to bring into ZimmWriter. Good question about your courses. Does it contain the basics of prompting in a way that we can use universally with ZimmWriter? Yes, it does. My phrase beginner to master course is the UI's changed like 2 weeks ago. And so I do need to do an update, but I don't think the UI is done changing. I've reached out to Tommy. He hasn't gotten back to me yet, but as soon as he gets back to me, I'll have an ETA of when I can safely update the course. A product review tool would be great. Yeah, then that's where I originated from. I started out in affiliate marketing, and having something that can do a quick product roundup would be phenomenal. I think it's going to be a while before the AI. Well, no, I think we could probably do like a single product review, like, because you have two types of product reviews. You have like a single product review. We're going to review this product, and I guess you have a versus too, like this product versus this product, and then you have like a product roundup, the top, 5 or the top 10 vacuum cleaners for 2023. I think you could do those all with AI, but they'd be separate things. A feature for adding H3s and H4s. Probably not going to add H4s. H3s has been asked, but man, I really think there's some more valuable and enticing features than H3s at the moment. I'm not saying no to H3s. I know I had initially promised that for the end of the month update, but there's some really cool stuff I'm working on right now. Are we going to be able to use background to feed or write long form content? At the moment, I'm struggling to get precise information. So I think I've already answered this, George, but I want more use cases, okay, for the background, because that will help me crystallize where to take this. Right now, having some background for each H2, right? Whether that's maybe just one line for each H2 that allows you to put in a couple sentences, okay? I know that would be valuable for a product review roundup, right? I know it would be valuable for maybe like a listicle about a particular location, and you're traveling to this particular city. Here's some different, visit the lighthouse, and then here's 3 things about the lighthouse. It was built in 1884, blah blah blah. The AI could probably do a good job about writing a little subsection on that with some sentences that you feed it. But aside from those 2 use cases, I don't have another use case. So if you have more use cases, that will help me understand how best to implement that. But right now it's product reviews, and then also just writing a list about places to visit. But I can't think of other things, because you wouldn't want to use this for a local business. For a landing page for like a local plumber, you'd want to use the local buffet. Can bulk writer make more than 10 articles? I think that's a feature that some people have asked. And I'd like to do some kind of a CSV end of the month, maybe. I don't know. Travis, getting really dry here, sorry. I would like to use Zim to write cover letters that are customized to the job description really fast. Could you show me how to do it with advanced triggers? Sure. All right, let's do this. Let's see if we can go quick on this, okay. Example. Cover letter. And this might be a good I want to do a video this weekend on samples, and I haven't tested it yet, but I think it would work really well in ZimmWriter. Let's do this. free cover letters. One of those things you have to like sign up and all this crap, go through 20 steps, and it's like, oh, we'll mail it to you, but you just got to sign up. Yeah, freaking cover letter. How about this? There we go. Here's a cover letter. Okay. Yeah, I wish there was a filled out cover letter. But let's see. So with a sample, what you can do is you can actually create a cover letter, and then you can have the AI replicate that, a template, so to speak, or replicate that sample into a new output. But I don't have it that way, and we're short for time. I don't want to spend too long on this. So what I'm going to do is bring it back over here. Is we're just going to look at what we have here, because the AI should know about what a cover letter is. The AI should have a good idea about what a cover letter is. So let's say, Bob Ross, title. You'd have to fill in all the title and stuff like that. Let's see, business. Painting. What else? And I don't want to use Bob Ross actually, because the AI would know about Bob Ross. I was going to say, let's write a cover letter to apply for Bob Ross, but I think that's kind of cheating because the AI knows about this. So we'll say Jim Bob. Okay. I don't want to like bias the AI to show you better output than what you would normally get for your use case. All right. Background. I am applying for this position because I have practiced painting since I was in the womb. I am a master painter and eat and breathe it. Breathe it. Ever since I was a child, I loved painting. I paint mostly with watercolors, but have dabbled with oil paints. So you're putting in some stuff about you. And we could say, let's see, cover letter. I would be a good fit for your business name. Big Bob's Painting Company, LLC. I can't, this is really imaginative, right? Let's see. I paint mostly with watercolors, but have dabbled with oil paints. I would be a good fit for your company because I can both paint and run the social media for you. It can. Let's just leave it at that, okay? You can fill it kind of however much information you want in here, and then we come down to our magic command, and let's make some space between here, and we'll say write a cover letter. Again, the AI kind of knows what a cover letter is. The AI understands what that is, but I think there was a video I demonstrated before where somebody wanted like some emotional ideas or to make a connection with the reader that were witty and whatnot about a particular product. The AI didn't know what she wanted, and so we used a sample for that. But here, the AI knows what a cover letter is. So we don't really have to get too technical with our prompt. Write a cover letter. Here we go. My name, Matt Zimmerman. Write a cover letter applying for the position for the company, applying to the company above. Okay, output. All right, and you can get more creative with your outputs, and you can have more rules and things in here. The more you have, the less well it's going to work. and try to be very short and to the point with your different rules. And I'll also have your rules at the bottom. So this is kind of like what we wanted to do. Have it at the end. Don't have it at the beginning or it won't work well. So let's try this. Control 1. And what you can do is if you happen, maybe you go to Fiverr and you offer to write cover letters for people, you can come up with a really good cover letter magic command and then save it and then just start processing people's cover letters. And then over here, we can just fill in the information manually, or you can have your magic command do it. Dear Jim Bob, I'm writing to apply for the position of a painter at Big Bob's painting company. I'm confident that I can bring the expertise and skill necessary to excel in this role. I've been passionate about painting since I was a child and my skills have grown. See, really, really simple to do. And then what you can do is you can go in here to the advanced triggers and maybe you want to select one of these. You want to do a creator and you want a professional voice, but you want literary devices. And maybe do you do lists in a cover letter? I don't know. Let's just do that. We'll try it one more time, see what we get. Control 1. So I don't see, we selected the literary devices. I don't see one in here, but that might be because it's conflicting possibly with the professional phone that we decided to choose. But that's how you do it. It's pretty simple. I hope that answered your question, Travis. All right, Ryan, is your niche blog that you made in your last video? Yeah, yes, it is. So that niche blog post, or we made a whole blog. If you have not watched it, go watch it. It's really fun. We made a website called, what was it called? Let's see if I can find it. What was it called? What was it called? Oops, don't want that. Right again. What was it called.com. Okay. So this is the website that we made. The video was an hour, but it took 3 hours to make. All of the content was generated using AI. And then you can find the video. Let's see. It was this one right here, niche research in 125,000 words. So we created all the content in 3 hours. And I think it turned out really well, actually. So we are ranking right now, but I put up here website created using AI by ZimmWriter. It's ranking for ZimmWriter, okay? It's not ranking for this stuff yet because I think Google is just totally confused on what this is for. Is it for ZimmWriter or is it about singing? So it's testing some keywords for singing, but I think I'm on page one for one or two of them, but I haven't received a lot of clicks. So it remains to be seen if I'll eventually rank for the singing or not. But you guys keep clicking on the ZimmWriter or coming from ZimmWriter things, and Google's just really confused. All right, Mr. David Deans, down the line, any chance of adding the ability to create a personal prompt in output history database? I'm not going to say no. I think that would be cool. All right. I have an idea for one of those. I don't want to share it yet, but it's a little bit down the line. Right now, I'm focusing on the Mac version. I'm trying to accomplish that, and that will be a unified code base. So we're going to completely re-envision the PC version. Everything should still work. Okay, don't get scared by that, but it's going to be a recode from the ground up. It should be really amazing, and it's going to unlock a lot of functionality that's not possible right now. David asks, with magic commands, how much intro text can be included before the final prompt? I mean, think of a magic command and a rewrite kind of the same. Okay, with a rewrite, you can feed it 2,000 words, but you're only going to get 200 words out. Okay, so the main thing about using the AI, whether it's a rewrite or whether it's a magic command, is just being clear with the AI. And the more stuff you feed it, if it is truly going to be a magic command, have your literal command, the part that you, take all the above data and do something with it, have that at the bottom. Okay. A lot of people will run into issues where it doesn't do what they want when the command is at the top and all the data to process is at the bottom. Okay. So kind of flip-flop that. Chat GPT often stops. So David also asked, I noticed that Chat GPT often stops typing mid-sentence. Sim seems to write long articles without breaking. Why is this? Well, they're different models to begin with, and they're all programmed differently. So these long articles, when you, let's say you want to do a 15H2 article, okay? This, and you have all these different settings, I might make 30 calls to OpenAI. And then on the back end, I'm going to piece all that stuff together like a puzzle. And that's why we get these like 6,000 word articles. It's not just one simple call to OpenAI and then we're done. It's a bunch of calls on the back end, and we're kind of surgically sewing it all together to give you a really good article. Same thing with the local buffet. That's filling all this stuff out, all those different dishes and busy things and whatnot in the output. That might be 20 or 30 calls to OpenAI. Doesn't cost you anything, it's all just tokens, so it's, you just, add up all the tokens and that's how much it costs. But an actual call itself for no tokens doesn't cost anything. So we can make as many calls as we want. I think there's a rate limit, but I think it's, once you've had your account active for 24 hours, I think it's like, I don't know, like 20,000 requests a minute or something like that. And no one is doing that many. Can I create review verbiage? Ala asked that. I'm not sure what that means. Jose asks, hi, Matt. I'm new to ZimmWriter. Would like to know if the commands are available in a Word doc. Sure. Yeah, definitely. The nice thing about Magic Commands is they work virtually anywhere. I mean, there's probably a place they won't work, but they work basically anywhere. So we can take all this stuff, put it right here, and now you will get these different line breaks. Here. This Word is so great about that. And we'll just hit Control-1. You can use your Magic Commands inside of Word, inside of Notepad, inside of Chrome. You can go to Facebook. You can use them in just kind of wherever you want. That's the beauty of ZimmWriter. You can use your AI virtually anywhere on your desktop, okay? Which includes, again, in Chrome. So you can go to Facebook and do that in Chrome, or Hemingway app, or you can go to Jasper and use this inside of Jasper if you want to. All right. Peter, hey, BB. Peter asks, Matt, can you please explain if ZimmWriter is using your phrase templates? Is it possible, for example, to get output in ZimmWriter like your intro generator gives? This would be kind of cool. Let me show you what my intro generator has. I don't think I've ever showed anyone this before. This would be kind of cool. Let me pull it up. So I don't know how many of you use Phrase, but for those that don't, there's these things called templates in Phrase. You could kind of think of them kind of like Magic Commands, but they're more so like samples. Tools, intro generator. 3.0. Edit. Okay. So before ZimmWriter, I was heavily involved in Phrase. I still am, but ZimmWriter's kind of taken a lot of my time right now. But I still use Phrase. I think it's a fantastic program. So this is the template I have to make an introduction in Phrase. And before Phrase integrated GPT-3, what you had, they used like a form of GPT-J. It was not as powerful. And so you couldn't simply say, I couldn't simply go to Phrase and say, write a paragraph introduction for an article titled 10 best tools for picking up acorns. I couldn't do that. With GPT-3, now I can. Okay. So sometimes you don't need all of this stuff anymore with GPT-3, but there's sometimes where this stuff comes in handy. When I say this stuff, this is like a sample. I don't know why this is taking so long. Do we have, oh, you know what? We have this stuff turned on, right? Yep. That's why I'm like, why is that taking so long? All right, let's try that again. So like that does not look like an introduction. All right, Control-1. You gotta be careful because your Magic came in and start using like weird stuff, and you're like, oh, I left stuff in the background information, and that's in that advanced triggers box. OpenAI is not having problems right now. Got a lot of stuff there. So check this out. This is a good example, and I want to do a more in-depth video on this. We have 4 paragraphs for an introduction. Okay? And it sounds like an introduction. The autumn season is a wonderful time of the year. The leaves are changing color. So going back to what I was talking about before, GPT-J, which no one uses anymore, was not powerful enough to do this. You had to feed it samples, okay? But now with GPT-3, 3.5, even Turbo, you don't need samples anymore. You can just give it this. But now here, if you stayed for this video, you're going to learn something really important right now, okay? Sometimes when you tell the AI to do something, you don't get it exactly how you want. All right, so we got 4 paragraphs. We didn't get 3. And these are really long paragraphs. I don't really want long paragraphs. I want shorter paragraphs. So this is where a sample can come into play. And you could save these samples as magic commands inside of the advanced triggers over here. And again, I'll make a video about this later. Let me demonstrate. So what we can do is we can take, this can be our sample. And a sample is essentially the input, and then the output, and then the input, and then the output. Okay, so the expected input and the expected output. So here I'll take this right now. I'll show you. This will make sense in a second. Right, a 3-paragraph introduction for 10 ways to make money online. Okay, now watch this. When I select this, remember how we got like those really we got 4 paragraphs and they were really chunky. There was a lot of words in them. If you don't like a lot of words and you want to slim it down a little bit, and maybe you don't want 4 paragraphs, you want 3, okay, we can start feeding it these samples. So I'll select all this text now. I'll hit Control 1. I've never done this before, but I'm assuming it's going to work because we have a direct window into OpenAI right here. Taking a little longer than I want. This might be an interesting situation where Turbo might be more beneficial to you, using the Turbo mode. So here we go. So write 3-paragraph introduction for an article titled 10 Ways to Make Money Online. Now look what we got. Okay, now it took, 15, 20 seconds, but look what we got. We didn't get chunky paragraphs. We kind of mimicked the output in these samples up here. You see that? Now, if you don't understand, don't worry, I'll make a video on it, but this is very, very powerful. Someone had asked, how do I get the AI in Magic Commands to write in my style? This is how you do it, okay, using samples. And it's another way to level up your prompt engineering game. So let's close this. All right. So Peter, I hope that helped. Here is, probably pause the video and kind of copy this if you want to, but here's the text I use for it. Steve asked, how can we access your course? If you go to, let's go over here to ranking tactics. And so in the course, I teach you how to use phrase. I teach you some SEO concepts. It's not if you don't know anything about SEO, it's probably not the right thing for you. You probably need to take an SEO course. But if you understand a little bit about SEO, then this course will definitely help you. This is so you go to the homepage, you click phrase, click buy phrase course, and then you can get the course here. I think it's about 8 hours or so long. So yeah. Could you do an example of a killer social media post? No, I can't, because I don't know how to make a killer social media post. I mean, I can make one with magic commands, but what's a killer social media post? I think when I was first demoing ZimmWriter, all of my social media posts inside of LinkedIn were made using ZimmWriter. Where's my posts? See all activity. I don't know. I don't know how to navigate LinkedIn. It's really, it's really simple to make a social media post with magic commands. Peter messaged me privately, and I'll share the details on the ZimmWriter affiliate program. Is it possible to pass different parameters like temperature, top P, frequency, penalty when using magic commands? Are they hard coded in the software? Dana, they're hard coded, except for, let's see. No, yeah, okay, they are hard coded. The reason being is you can do all that inside of the playground, but I think giving people too much freedom sometimes can cause undesirable outcomes. I have not found a use case myself for increasing the temperature inside of OpenAI. It hasn't helped me generate better output in the context of what people are doing blogging and in social media posts. I write this, David asks, I just write service pages for local roofing and window companies. Do we use local buffet only if we need a single page? It depends on what you want the page to be about. But yeah, you can definitely use local buffet. So you'd put in, I'm assuming you have more than one service, but if not, let's just pretend you have one location and one service. You'll get one page out. Okay, so you put your location in here. You'll put, here we go. Roofing, David's Roofing LLC, 15 years in business, licensed and insured, best price in town. What else? Money back. Not to leak. Okay. We'll do literary devices, and we will say Toledo, Ohio. And we will say roofing. Actually, let's just say like metal roofing. I'll give it a little bit more flavor. But then you can put your USP in here. Maybe there's something special that you guys do with the metal roofing. Maybe you use a specific type of metal roofing. This is kind of like the specific facts that you might want it to write about. You can put a couple different benefits or features inside of here. And you just click Start Local Buffet for your one service, for your one location. Where did it go? Well, that's weird. Should be running right now. Well, hopefully, I don't see the screen. Maybe it's because we're streaming. I'm not sure why, but hopefully it appears in here. Let's go on to the next one. But yes, that's all you'd have to do, David. James asks, I love being able to save the magic commands. Have you given any thought to being able to create categories for them and being able to store many more than we currently can? I have. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen in this code base. I think when we get this recoded in the new cross-platform language, that will happen. And pretty amazing stuff will happen too. Mike asks, the tables are awesome. Maybe an option to force a table on a suggested topic. Maybe for like a particular H2 you're talking about. I think that would be useful. Any chance for deep L? I wonder, I'm just curious what's going on right now. I wonder why that's not, if ZimmWriter's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay, I guess it is thinking. I don't know, Mike. Probably not right now. But you can do a magic command for it. So you write your article as normal using the bulk writer or the local or the SEO blog writer, and then you can go back in with the magic command. And the magic command simply says, use a table, use a markdown table or something. Any chance for a deep L API direct integration in ZimmWriter? No, but all right. I saw a lot of language in the description of GPT-4 about translating things to different languages. Okay? So it sounds like that's somehow going to improve or get a lot better. So we might not even need a DeepL API integration. Okay, that's something to think about. Ultimately, though, if that doesn't, if that's not good, then maybe we can look at a DeepL. But the best way to get the best translation is to translate all my prompts into the various different languages. But that's not going to happen probably till the end of the year. Steph asked, I do news style articles sometimes, and that background information section would be very helpful. Plus, it would provide more guidance. At the moment, I'm trying to make my H2s more descriptive. Yeah, the background is very useful for that. It helps, but it's not perfect. Being able to tell the AI to go down a particular direction would be very helpful. I agree. A video about using samples would be great. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks, Paul. Milwix. What should be the setting in SEO blog writer to achieve a conversational content? I'm just really wondering why the local buffet did not do anything. All right, let's just control Q. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Of course, it glitches when I'm on video, right? What should the settings be in the local blog writer? Start this thing back up. Local SEO blog writer to achieve conversational content. The two settings that will achieve conversational content would be the very personal mode and then the auto style. Just be careful with this, because if you do this, it might, and you say 5 ways to wash a dog, it might take on the persona of a dog groomer. And then it will actually say, hey, I'm a dog groomer. I went to school a bunch of years, and here's how here's how you groom your dog or something. So you just have to be careful when you use the auto style. Very, very powerful tool. Very powerful. I have a video on it. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Stephen asked, there seems to be some key areas around prompting that could help our content. What do you think about creating a prompting dialogue? Help apply prompting to create a single conversation. You can already do that right now. You can emulate ChatGPT right now inside of ZimmWriter. Let me show you how to do that. I think this is what you're asking. If it's not what you're asking, I apologize. But let's see. Color is the sun. The sun is yellow. How hot is it? Okay. Now, if I just select this text right here and I hit Control-1, the AI has no clue what we're talking about, because it only reads, ZimmWriter only reads and then sends to OpenAI what you've highlighted. Okay. But if we highlight all this stuff, then the conversation continues. So again, we're just going to highlight that. And now the AI might guess. Okay, it might take a guess. Okay, so it took a guess right here. Is ours the largest? Okay, now it should have no idea about what we're talking about. Is ours the largest? So it has no idea what we're talking about. When we select all of this, multiple suns. Let's see. No, our sun is not the largest in the universe. There are stars much larger than our sun, including whatever. So that's a way to basically emulate ChatGPT on your desktop or kind of wherever you want using ZimmWriter. Let's see what else. Brett asked, when you created the what was it called blog, did you use a tool to insert the internal links? Or yes, Link Whisperer. Link Whisperer is the #1 recommended tool to do that. You have to. There might be a way to do it manually or automatically. I don't know, but it's like I don't know if you can just press a button and it will just batch process 50 articles. Okay, but you don't have to find the keywords to link to or whatnot. It does that all automatically. You basically just click on the blog post and then click accept or something like that to accept all the links, and that's all you have to do. Very, very simple. Can you give us, Mark asked, can you give us earliest date ETA for the Max version? I'm not planning a Max version. I'm kidding. I'm just horsing around because everybody's asking that question. I don't know. Okay, my Mac developer just got COVID today. He was supposed to be working on it this weekend, but he just got COVID. But we're making a lot of progress with it. Okay, but I don't have an ETA yet. Okay? We're still at the early stages, but I'm hoping to see a lot more progress soon. And the goal is I'm applied to go part-time to give me 20 extra hours a week. I'm going to be studying the language that we're going to be using for programming this. So my developer is going to get it to a point, okay? And then he's eventually going to hand it off to me. And that way I can continue development because I like to, kind of go fast with the development and really get into the weeds and the details with that. And I think the only way I can really do that is if I'm doing that myself. So, but I think in the next couple of weeks, I'll have a better understanding of the ETA for the Mac version. Paul asked, if I use Dutch as a language for local SEO buffet, does ZimmWriter recognize it? No. Unfortunately, the only language input that works is English. Okay? You can try other languages as input, but your mileage is really going to vary on that. You can have Dutch output in the magic commands. Like you can say, write everything above in Dutch. Okay, so you can have a different language output. And then also the bulk blog writer and the SEO blog writer have a foreign language or a non-English language output option also. But that's more of a translation, so it doesn't sound as great. I'm hoping GPT-4 will change a lot of that. Is it necessary to review the outputs with Grammarly? It's not necessarily to do anything, okay? But you might want to, okay? Milwaukee's asked, you're getting your money's worth, aren't you, Milwaukee's? Hi, Matt, is the Turbo API already ready for this ZimmWriter version? It's not in 6.05. I have integrated about 50% of it into the beta version that I'm working on behind the scenes, but I'm not impressed with it. I made a blog post about it. There's a synthwave R that says ZimmWriter Turbo in the Facebook group. You can search for it. And I pasted 10 samples from the bulk blog writer using GPT 3.5 Turbo, and the output was not nearly as good as just normal 3.5 DaVinci that ZimmWriter is currently using. But I will have it as an option, as a drop down, because maybe you want to use it for magic commands or something like that. So it will be available as an option. Great Holmes asked, I think the question, they want to know if you have many of these. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand the restatement of the question. I'm sorry. Oh, do I have a list of the commands? No, I do not. Although if one of the community members wanted to create a repository, that'd be kind of cool. What's the code base? Secret. Really cool. Steph asked, any tips on improving AI detection scores when using professional tone? The AI model, the detection models, I don't know what they're using, and they keep changing and they keep arguably improving or whatnot. I don't know. Are we going to get to a point where they can completely detect the AI? Probably, but then GPT-4 comes out. Can they detect that? I have no idea. So I don't know what they're using, and we're just doing the best we can. But and some people are like, I've seen people in the Facebook group say, detection doesn't matter. Google doesn't matter, and I agree with that. Google has said that they don't care who wrote it; they care if it's helpful. But the caveat is, and this was explained to me by someone else, and this is a very good, valid point. If you are a writer for somebody, you're a writer on Fiverr or Upwork, or you're just a copywriter, and you want to use AI, well, you don't want your stuff detected as AI for your client. So there is that. There is an importance, I suppose, to being able to bypass detection. Dana asks, is it possible to use variables in the advanced trigger section? So can you give an example? Yes, definitely. So let's see. And I guess when we say variables, all this is right here is a stored magic command. And this would be your background information. So, we can do our magic command in here, but we can just make a magic command out here and show you. So we can say like title, how to clean off skunk. H2. Oh, rinse using tomatoes in your tub. Isn't it OES? Tomatoes. I don't know. Don't do a whole, was it Al Gore on me or something like that? I don't, tomatoes. This is where I use Grammarly, right? And this is so simplistic. It's almost like cheating, but you could say, write about the title in the con of the title, write about the H2. Okay. I mean, this is cheating because we have like two variables in here. So the AI, even if we didn't have these, would know what we're talking about. But you can do this. The AI will know this. Now, how many variables can you use? I don't know. It just depends. The more stuff you start telling the AI, the longer your prompt is, the more things are going to conflict, the more things it's going to confuse itself on. What I do recommend, though, is to use title case. Okay. So if you said like title of the, come on, I would recommend calling your variables this and then referring to them like this. Okay. So the AI kind of can distinguish what the variables are and whatnot. But obviously, if you do this, you'll get good results. Let's see. I hope that answered your question, Dana. Ascot asks, how do we get the exe file and what is the advantage? Thanks for the amazing tool. Happy lifetime dealer here. Awesome. Thank you for your support. The exe file is simply because some people's computers did not like to run the start file, wherever that is. So I actually, yeah, I'm using the exe file just because I can assign the icon to it, and I like the little ZW icon. Although that's going to change because we had a fantastic graphic artist make us a cool logo, and that will change in the new version. But I just kind of like the logo. So the advanced or the alternative version gives us that logo, but it doesn't work on everybody's computer. Other than that, there's no difference. And the place to download that is inside of the instructions.txt file. David asks, I have local SEO buffet, write something, but I need the ability to include a list of words I want mixed into the text for my semantic SEO tactic. I don't have a way to do that right now, David. I don't know if that's coming or not. I'd have to think about that. Okay. John asks, plans to add FAQ input. No, I just wanted that nice and simple, nice and easy. For an FAQ section, all you got to do is you just go in here and specify your different FAQs. You know, what this is like, how to wash a dog, right? How often should you wash your dog? Okay, that's literally all you have to do for an FAQ. So just take away some of these different H2s and turn them into FAQs. Ganti asks, keeping each version of OpenAI as a dropdown is really appreciated. It gives us more options. Thank you. I agree. And there's other versions too, like you can use DaVinci 2 and stuff like that, but that's not even valuable, you know. So the top model, I'll include Turbo because it's a lot cheaper. We're gonna keep DaVinci because it's really valuable, and then we'll also try to include, we will include GPT-4. I don't want to say try to include. We will do that. All right. It does the phrase course, you can take things from it and apply it to Neuron Writer at WriterZen, but a lot of the course also goes into the UI. Okay, I think that's it. We've gone an hour. Thank you for participating. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I'd like to do this more frequently. If you liked it, please give the video, when it publishes to YouTube, a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe. Thank you again for supporting ZimmWriter. I could not create this software without your feedback and without your input. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited where we're going to take this tool. And please tell your friends about ZimmWriter so we can get more people on board. Until next time, good luck with your content generation, and I'll talk to you later.